Hey guys, and welcome back. If you watched my recent video where I talked about some old favorites and updated you on how I feel about them now, then you know, first of all, that I was wearing this eye look in there, and also that I talked about the Just Peachy Mattes palette from Too Faced. That is what I used to do this eye look, with the addition of one of the Glitter and Glows from Stila. This one is in the shade Wanderlust. So as I was preparing to film that video, I did record the eyeshadow application. I was going to sort of layer it into the video in some way, and then realized that it was just going to get really convoluted. It was going to kind of take away from the whole favorite flashback idea of that video. So we're going to do it today. I'm going to do it in a voiceover style, simply because I didn't talk my way through it as I was filming it. So let me know down below if you like the voiceover style. I haven't done one in a long time. But if you like them, then I can incorporate them a little bit more. Anyways, if you want to see how I did this eye look, then just keep watching.
So to start off, I'm picking up the shade Just Peachy using a BH Cosmetics V19 brush. Any fluffy brush will do. And you can see that I'm just putting that into the transition area there, going back and forth, and then doing little circular motions just to buff out the edges so that there are no harsh lines whatsoever. The next shade that I'm using is Peach Punch, and I'm picking that up on a Luxie tapered blending brush. This is the 229. And I'm putting that more directly into the crease, and then of course blending back and forth and taking it down onto the lid a little bit as well, just to assist with additional blending when I go in with the darker shades. If you see me look down to the left in this video, it's because I'm watching a YouTube video as I'm doing my makeup, and I keep glancing to see what it is that they're talking about. So sorry if I'm a little distracted in this. This next step is quite common for me when I'm doing eyeshadow looks, is I go in with the previous brush. Don't necessarily pick up any additional shadow, but just use that to blend where the two colors meet. And then I'm going to go into Peach Sangria with a Volair E07 brush. This is probably my favorite brush that I own. It's so nice and flexible, but it's nice and tapered, so it fits right into the crease, and I can create that nice V shape on the outer edge of my lid, but also get into that inner corner as well. It's just a fantastic, amazing blending brush, and I think it's about $16 on their website. So if you're looking for a good brush, the Volair line is one that I would definitely recommend. And then again, just going in with the previous brush and to do more blending. I think I just messed up my grammar, but I'm too lazy to go back and correct it, so sorry. Then, as you can see, I'm going back in with that same Volair brush and the same Peach Sangria color. You could do this either way. You could put in the next step first, so you'll see what I'm talking about, but I like to put in this buffing out shade just so that the deeper shade has something to blend into. I find it easier to blend that way, but either way could totally work. So this is what I'm talking about here, is going into the shade Just Ripe and using a Luxie flat definer brush, the number 221. So it is a bit of a deeper shade, and I'm just putting that really close to the lash line, but it's blending out into that Peach Sangria shade. And then you'll see me go in and add even more of the Peach Sangria shade, just so that it's not so harsh along the bottom line. I do want it quite diffused and blown out, just because I find, at least on me, if it's a really harsh line, it's not the most flattering for me, at any rate. And then I'm going to use the Too Faced Glitter Glue, and I'm using a Makeup Forever brush, the number 220, just to pat that right onto the very center. You could use concealer or something like that as well, but I just wanted it to be as tacky as possible. so that the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid shadow here, again the shade Wanderlust, so that it has something to adhere to, because it does have glittery particles in it and I don't want them transferring down onto my face. So here you see me just applying it with the doe foot applicator that it comes with, and then I'm using a brush to help blend the edges out. This is the number 10 from Glamour Dolls. I think I got it in an Ipsy bag at some point because I don't even know where you buy these brushes. But you can see me just patting it around. I'm not trying to drag it back and forth, but just blend those edges out, and then going back in with the velour brush with a little bit more of that Peach Sangria shade, again just so that there's not this harsh line between where the liquid shadow is and where it ends. To help blend even more, I'm picking up the shade Peaches and Cream with that original BH Cosmetics brush that I used, and just going around the edges of all the shadows just so that it's as blown out as possible. For the inner corner, I did go in initially with Peach Butter, but I don't like a matte highlight. I like there to be something a little bit more sparkly than that. So you'll see me apply it, and I've left it in this video just so that you can see what it would look like if you just used the eyeshadows that are in this palette plus the Stila. Let's ignore that for a second. But you can see that I'm not loving it. So I went into the Stila Heaven's Hue highlighter in the shade Kitten. It's just a really pretty champagne kind of color, and just dabbed that in. On camera, it's not really translating to be much different than what it was, but in person it is much more reflective than the Peach Butter shade from the palette. And that is it for the eyeshadows. I did apply liner and mascara, but I didn't film it, so there is the eyeshadow look at any rate.
So there you have it, guys. That is how I achieved this look. And in the interest of full transparency, I will let you know I filmed that hours ago. It is now just about 10 o'clock at night, and I applied my makeup at about noon today. So I'm going to bump it in just so you can take a look at predominantly the Glitter and Glow, because I know a lot of people get nervous about these products because there is the glitter aspect and is it going to hold up, all of that kind of thing. So let's just take a look here. So certainly my under eye area is showing a little bit of wear, but that's not what we're looking at here. That is not the focus of this. The focus is what's on the center of my lids. And what you don't see down here is a ton of glitter. What you do see on the lids is a ton of glitter. So as you saw in the tutorial, I did use a glitter glue, and I would definitely recommend that just to help boost it up a little bit. But you can see it hasn't transferred all up onto the upper part of my eyes. The glitter is still there. It hasn't transferred down onto my cheeks or anything like that. So these are fantastic little products. They do dry completely, so they're not transferring and smudging around. You can see that they haven't bunched up. There's like a tiny bit of transfer up here, but nothing really to write home about. When my eyes are open, you can't even really see it. So these Stila products are fantastic. Also, you can see that the eyeshadow is still holding up very well as well. You can see sort of the demarcation between the light shadows and the darker, so the eyeshadows themselves are also fantastic. Just wanted to show you that. And with all of that, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, just be a decent human being. Bye for now.